Have you ever looked up at the night sky, gazing into the endless darkness and felt a sense of wonder at the mysteries above? Have you ever wondered what incredible sights and secrets might be waiting out there, far beyond what our eyes can see? Out in our solar system, Saturn stands out as a true marvel, dazzling us with its iconic rings, a shimmering cosmic crown that circles the planet in breathtaking beauty. These rings aren't solid. They're a swirling storm of ice and rock, ranging from tiny grains of sugar to house-sized boulders, all orbiting together in a brilliant flat disk that stretches for hundreds of thousands of kilometers. Scientists believe Saturn's rings may be the remains of a shattered moon or comet, torn apart long ago by the planet's immense gravity, a cosmic event that left behind a spectacular legacy. The result? Billions upon billions of icy fragments scattered and spread into the spectacular rings we see today, each piece reflecting sunlight in its own unique way. Saturn isn't alone in wearing rings. Jupiter, Uranus, and Neptune have their own rings too, but none are as grand, as bright, or as instantly recognizable as Saturn's. Saturn's rings are so wide you could fit hundreds of Earths across them, yet they're only about 30 feet thick. Imagine a sheet of paper stretched to the size of a city, delicate yet immense. Now imagine for a moment if Earth had rings of its own, encircling our planet in a dazzling display. What would it be like to wake up each morning and see a colossal, shimmering arch stretching across the sky, visible from every corner of the world? How would it change our days, our nights, and even our sense of home to live beneath such a spectacular sight? Let's embark on a journey of imagination, venturing into a world where the familiar becomes extraordinary. Picture an Earth transformed, familiar yet fantastically alien, where every landscape is touched by the glow of rings above. Come with me. Let's explore this new Earth, an Earth with rings, and imagine how it would shape our world and our lives. The story of Saturn's rings is one of both beauty and violence, a reminder of the powerful, sometimes destructive forces that shape our universe and create wonders beyond imagination. But what if those same cosmic forces had shaped our world too, leaving their mark on the planet we call home? Let's find out what life would be like under a jeweled sky. Welcome to Earth, with rings where the ordinary becomes extraordinary every single day. Imagine waking up in Quito, Ecuador, right on the equator. The air is crisp, the city stirs, and above you, something extraordinary awaits. Overhead, a razor-thin, brilliant ribbon of light slices the sky from east to west, a permanent glowing fixture that never fades day or night. At sunrise and sunset, it blazes with gold, pink, and orange, brighter than the full moon, painting the sky with colors that seem almost otherworldly. Move north to New York or Rome, and the rings become a majestic arch, dominating the southern sky, wider and more imposing than any rainbow you've ever seen. You'd see bands and gaps, casting an ethereal glow over the landscape, transforming familiar places into scenes from a dream. Near the Arctic Circle, the rings would hug the horizon, a glowing silvery mirage lighting up the long winter nights, offering comfort and wonder in the darkness. The aurora borealis would dance above this luminous band, creating a sky of unimaginable beauty, where natural wonders blend and amplify each other. The ring's appearance would shift with the seasons, growing brighter in summer and dimmer in winter as Earth's tilt changes our view, making every month a new spectacle. In summer, sunlight would blaze on the rings. In winter, they'd glow faintly, lit by sunlight reflected off Earth, a subtle reminder of the sun's presence even in the coldest months. This new celestial rhythm would mark time, a ring season, woven into our year, a cycle as familiar as the changing leaves or the return of spring. The sky would never look the same again. Every glance upward would be a reminder of our place in the cosmos. Every latitude, every season, a new perspective on the rings. No two places would see them quite the same way. Our world would be framed by a cosmic masterpiece, a work of art that stretches across continents and cultures. Welcome to life under the arch, a world forever changed, where the sky tells a new story every day. The rings would transform day and night in ways both subtle and spectacular, altering the very rhythm of life on Earth. By day, sunlight reflected from the rings would brighten the sky, casting a soft, even glow, like living in a world lit by a giant softbox. The familiar blue of the sky might take on a silvery sheen, and shadows would be less harsh, as if the sun itself had been diffused through a cosmic veil. But the rings would also cast vast moving shadows across the earth, dimming the day as their shadows swept by. These shadows would drift slowly, painting the land with bands of darkness and light, creating a mesmerizing, ever-changing pattern. People might plan their routines around these shadow breaks, a few hours of twilight in the middle of the day. Outdoor events, work, and even traffic could pause as the world slipped into a brief, magical dusk. At night, the rings would outshine the moon, turning darkness into a gentle twilight. The landscape would glow with a silvery radiance, making the world feel both familiar and otherworldly. You could read outside by ring light. True darkness would be rare. Nighttime strolls would feel safer, and nocturnal animals might adapt to this new, softly lit world. Stargazing would become a challenge, with observatories seeking out shadowed zones for a clear view. Amateur astronomers might travel far to catch a glimpse of the stars between the glowing bands. The moon's journey would be dramatic, sometimes hidden behind the rings, sometimes peeking through their gaps. Its phases and eclipses would be transformed, creating new celestial events to marvel at. Occultations and shadows would become nightly spectacles, celebrated around the world. Festivals and gatherings might spring up to mark these cosmic performances. The night sky would be a stage for a slow, cosmic dance of light and shadow, with every evening offering a new show. Our sense of time, sleep, and wonder would all be reshaped. The boundaries between day and night would blur, changing how we rest and dream. Life under the rings would be a world of perpetual twilight and shifting shadows, where every hour brings a new interplay of light. The sky would never be truly dark or truly the same. Under the rings, Earth would become a planet of endless spectacle and wonder. The rings would reshape Earth's climate. Their shadow would cool vast regions, creating dramatic temperature differences between sunlit and shadowed zones. Stronger winds would sweep the globe, driven by these gradients. In the tropics, regular cooling could weaken hurricanes, but new windstorms might emerge along the shadow's edge. Winters would be colder and longer under the shadow. Summers, brighter and hotter with extra reflected sunlight. Seasons would become more extreme, forcing plants and animals to adapt. Over time, ice and dust from the rings would rain down, seeding clouds and subtly altering our atmosphere. The rings would be an active force in our weather, not just a spectacle. Earth's climate would become a dance of light, shadow, and change. The rings would transform human culture. Ancient peoples might see them as a divine bridge or celestial river, weaving them into myths and religions. Art and architecture would celebrate the rings, cathedrals aligned to their light, paintings and music inspired by their beauty. Our language would change, with new words for ring light and shadow, and idioms like under the arch. The rings would become a universal symbol, a shared reference for all humanity. Daily life would revolve around the ring shadow with new rituals and rhythms. The shared experience of the rings could foster global unity, a reminder of our common home. The rings would inspire awe, creativity, and connection. They'd be more than a sight, they'd shape who we are. Animals would face a world of shifting light and shadow. Nocturnal creatures would struggle with the bright nights, while prey might thrive. Birds and sea turtles, guided by the moon and stars, would have to adapt to a sky dominated by the rings. Some might use the rings as a new navigational guide, but many would face confusion and change. Plants would adapt to daily shadow, evolving new strategies for photosynthesis. Extra ring light could boost growth in some regions, while others would see slower, hardier species emerge. Exaggerated seasons would drive rapid evolution, longer winters, hotter summers, new survival strategies. Hibernation, migration, and flowering would all shift to match the new rhythms. Life would adapt, but the biosphere would be transformed. The rings would trigger a wave of change across every living thing. Life under the rings would bring new celestial events. Daily, the ring shadow would sweep across cities, dimming the world in a predictable, beautiful eclipse. Solar eclipses would be even more spectacular, rings blazing behind the black disk of the moon. These events would inspire new holidays, ring solstice, shadow solstice, and the return of the light. People would gather to watch, celebrate, and reflect on the cosmic rhythms above. Ring gazing would become a beloved hobby, with telescopes trained on the arch's intricate details. Parties and festivals would mark special alignments and celestial shows. The rings would be a source of endless fascination and wonder. Our calendars, traditions, and celebrations would all be shaped by the sky's new masterpiece. The universe would feel closer, and every day would bring a new reason to look up. Living on a ringed Earth would be a life of beauty and challenge. The rings would shape our days, nights, art, and science, a constant reminder of our place in the cosmos. We'd adapt our technology, agriculture, and routines to the new climate and the daily passage of the ring shadow. Space travel would become more complex, with rockets navigating through the rings. Our focus might turn inward, marveling at our unique world. Yet the rings would inspire curiosity, unity, and creativity. For those born under the arch, it would be the only sky they know. The rings would become part of our identity, as fundamental as the oceans or mountains. What we call normal is just one version of home. The rings would remind us of the universe's infinite possibilities. Our Earth, with or without rings, is a wonder, but imagine the view. Imagining an Earth with rings is more than a thought experiment. It's a lesson in perspective. It helps us appreciate our own world's delicate balance and unique beauty. By asking, what if, we unlock new ways to see, think, and dream. The universe is vast, filled with wonders beyond imagination, and our curiosity is the key to exploring them. Next time you look up, picture that shimmering arch and the stories it would inspire. Our journey to understand the cosmos is just beginning. Keep looking up, keep asking questions. The universe is waiting. And for more journeys through the cosmos, don't forget to subscribe to Scientific Spectrum. Wonder is only a sky away.